Hey Capricorn, welcome to your August 2020 love and romance reading. We're going to see what's happening in August 2020 in love with this lovely mermaid themed deck here for our mermaid ocean theme for the summer. So without further ado, Capricorn, I'm going to shuffle the cards and get right into it. I do apologize for the late post for August. The September love readings will be up much sooner. And if you are sick and tired of love readings, you just wish us tarot readers would stop with all this love stuff, check out my weekly videos. The weekly videos are forecasts for everything other than love. Okay, so we're going to see what's happening for you all in the month ahead for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Because I know a lot of you like to check out your Venus when it comes to love. So we set the Venus intention as well. Alrighty, my dears. So your first card here is you have Five of Swords. And this can indicate conflict. Now, this is going to be in a few different ways that you guys might be experiencing this energy. Okay? This is talking about the blocks. This is talking about what's blocking you from feeling love and feeling connected in a relationship. Now, don't panic. It doesn't mean that you are not going to find love or that there's this horrible long journey you have to go through. In fact, Capricorn, you guys have already been going through that journey for quite some time, and now you're coming out of it. Okay? So when the Five of Swords comes up, it's kind of explaining what the challenge has been, or like kind of like what's been off. So if something is going to change or improve, we kind of have to know what's been happening. We have to understand it. And Five of Swords is a card of like being triggered in power struggles. So either before you were being attracted to relationships with people who just really had a way of driving you up the wall, just really like driving you batty, because they would just push certain buttons or they would do certain things that really set you off. And so you guys have had a chance now to clear that stuff out and to heal from it. For those of you that are single, the Five of Swords is asking you to pay attention to your associations, because there may be family members or friends that have a way of triggering you and taking you to this negative headspace that makes it difficult for you to enter into a relationship, right? Like they're going to come in and they're going to say very critical things about whoever you're with, right? Or whoever you're interested in. Or they'll say things that'll like trigger you or set you off, like, oh my gosh, did you hear from them yet? Did they text you yet? But like they say it in a way to where you start doubting it. That, oh man, maybe they should have texted me by now. Oh, this isn't a good sign. Oh, you know what? They're probably playing me. Because sometimes there's friends or family members that they sabotage us in that way. They don't always know that they're doing it, but like they're taking their negativity and they're putting it into our head. Or they're saying things to trigger you, so now you've been, or you were looking for love in a way where you wanted to find the person where you could be like in your face, like to everybody, right? Like here's the right partner. But you guys you're over that now, right? You know what you want. You want what you want for you. You're not concerned about winning anybody else's approval anymore. I think for a lot of you, you maybe were in these environments or situations where you felt like you needed to earn the approval of your family or friends. And so love life was an extension of that. But you guys are out of that now. You're over it. You're done with it. You're ready to live for you. You want to be happy. You see through the illusions and this whole paradigm shift that's happening. So Five of Swords could be power struggles. So in essence, Capricorn, some of you may also be burning bridges to make room for your life and your love life, right? If somebody's being really critical, some of you are cleaning house in terms of friendships. You might be going through social media and being like, you know what, I'm done with all these people. And you may just be deactivating your accounts. Or you might be going through your social media and unfriending like a bunch of people, right? because you're just done with those old energies. You're done with the criticism. You're done with the people that put up this fake life, or, you know, you're not having it anymore. You're not having anybody put that toxic energy towards you or like in your head. And so a lot of you are making room and clearing energy in this way for the love coming in. If you are in an existing relationship, then Five of Swords is saying you might be having arguments or disagreements with your partner that are triggering you. You're getting triggered because of some old wounds. And so I always say that if that's what's happening, what's going to be the best thing for you to do, if you can, in that moment, is step away, step aside, and take some time and write it out. What happened? What did this person say or do that upset me so much? What did it make me think about myself? How did it make me feel about myself? Who else in my life has made me feel that way before? When? Why do I think this person may have done that? Right? Whoever did that to you or made you feel that way before. You know, how do I choose to believe about myself instead moving forward? So Capricorn, just pay attention to any triggers that might be coming up, because these are things that you're going to be able to release to make room for love, right? Even if it's not at a relationship kind of situation where you're getting triggered. If it's something somebody is saying or something somebody is doing, pay attention to that. Because you're in this energy, Capricorn, where love is really wanting to come in. It's really, really wanting to come in. It's very, very close. So this is the way that you're able to just kind of, you know, have room for love when it shows up, so that those trigger things aren't there and they're not going to affect the new relationship coming in. Your next card here, my darlings, is it is, oh, the Hanged Man. I thought it was upside down, so I turned it around because I don't do reversals, but it was upside down because it's the Hanged Man. So there you go. Don't let this freak you out. Don't let this discourage you. I know a lot of people, when they see the Hanged Man, they get discouraged, like nothing is happening. But it's actually very helpful in helping us figure out how to speed up manifestation. In fact, it's really interesting because your weekly forecast for the first week of August, even though in the weekly forecasts I don't read about love, like all of the cards for Capricorn first week of August, we're talking about how love is coming in. And not just like a relationship, like a true love. And so when the Hanged Man comes up, you have to keep in mind this is a major arcana card. So this means that this is, you know, a designated timeout, that this is something that the universe and your angels and guides have planned for you to give you a time, to give you a moment to see things in a different way, right? It's like your order is about to come in and the universe is saying, okay, let's take a moment here and let's double check. Is this really what you want? Because we're about to bring it to you, right? So this is the time for you to like fine tune and tweak your manifestation. You know, have a little bit more set mindset of, you know, who you want this to be. Sometimes when we're going through our spiritual process and we're going through our healing, maybe some people would disagree with me, but I believe this to be true. I do believe that sometimes it's possible to be too open. Too open. It's great to be that open and that flexible if you're completely and totally wanting to live a life on experience and journey, right? If you're like 100% the kind of person where you're like, you know what, I'm just gonna sample everything the universe has to, you know, bring my way, and I'm just open to whatever happens, and I'm content with that, and I enjoy that, I'm all about it, I'm here for it, then that's wonderful, right? But the universe, when the Hanged Man comes up, they're saying like, look, we're not gonna figure out for you what you want. It's time to get clear about what you're asking for. It's time to ask more clearly or give us a little bit more details, right? And this is coming up a lot. This is a reoccurring theme in the love readings this month, and I've said it for some of the other signs. I always liken it to ordering a salad. There's a trillion kinds of salad, right? And they're not all made with lettuce and vegetables. You can make salads with pasta, with eggs, with marshmallows, all kinds of things, right? There's all different kinds of way of making salad. And even with the vegetables and lettuce, and there's so many combinations, right? You could put anything in a salad. So this is asking you to really kind of take a look here at what kind of a relationship do you want? You know, what kind of person do you want? For the other signs, the message for them was to get clear about what love is. I don't think you guys have that issue, Capricorn. I think you guys are pretty clear about what you feel love is, and like what you want to be receiving from a partner. But I feel like you guys need to get a little bit more specific about the kind of person you want to be with, right? Which can be confusing because so many of you Capricorns have been going through this awakening, and you've been going through like the waking up out of the illusion and really finding your true self and really figuring out who you are. So it's like a lot of you Capricorns right now are experiencing this new and improved version of yourself, right? Like you're just kind of coming out of the transformation, and you're newly transformed. So make sure you're not manifesting from old Capricorn. Make sure you're manifesting from new Capricorn, what you're putting out there in the universe in terms of, you know, who you want coming in. Your next card here, my darlings, is Queen of Swords, which is resilience. Some of you could be dealing with an air sign, okay? So there could be an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra coming your way. But overall, this could also be boundaries. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. Now, I don't want to get all deep on you guys. I don't want to get all psychological, because I have to say this. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I don't have any... I've studied child psychology, but I don't have the ability to diagnose anybody. But I have seen that when the Queen of Swords comes up sometimes in this kind of energy with these other cards, the vibe I'm getting from her is that some of you, and it doesn't matter to me if you date women or not, but some of you have experienced a very, very critical mother figure, or mother figure maybe was kind of harsh or judgmental, in some cases, maybe for some of you, quick to anger. And this is what needs to be released. This is like the last kind of thing that you're going to be able to release, to be able to soften yourself and to open yourself up for love. There might be this feeling of, I always do everything wrong, right? And so maybe, actually, whoa, I just got chills. Because Capricorn, you guys had a message come up, a very powerful message come up a few months ago about how there was people that were trying to make you feel guilty. And Spirit was trying to teach you guys like how not to feel guilty, like to give yourself permission to want what you want, but also like you're not a bad person for that. You're not a bad person for not completely and totally, you know, fitting into somebody else's expectations or what their hopes are. Like, it's not your job to be in an existence to like meet someone else's expectations. And so relationships may have been with people who were kind of accusatory towards you, or maybe even punishing towards you, right? And so you maybe were getting criticized by this person. They maybe were accusing you that you were very critical of them. But this is where things can be healed for some of you that have had that happening in the relationships. There could be a mother wound that needs to be healed, where maybe there was a very critical mother figure that made it very difficult to be in that like emotional closeness, right? Or that vulnerability. So, and I'm not saying bad things about the Queen of Swords. I love the Queen of Swords. I'm just saying in this instance with these cards and this vibe, this is what I feel the message to be. You know, some of you may feel like either, you know, uh, you've had very harsh women that you've had to deal with, or if you are female, you may have felt as though you've had to be kind of harsh to protect yourself, right? Because you're always kind of like on the defensive of being criticized. So it was your way to feel safe in a relationship, to maybe kind of be really kind of, quick and short with people. Not all of you, but some of you may have had that. But this is where this is coming from, right? So now you're coming into the energy of softening the heart, of being able to connect, of being able to have this connection in this relationship. Sorry, the flash came on. And to be able to nurture this. Also, this is going to say for you to just make sure that if you do find yourself having to distance yourself from certain friends or family, don't let them weasel their way back in if you know them to be toxic for you. Your next card here, Capricorn, is the King of Wands. So if you have fire in your moon or in your rising, or your Venus, right? That could be a part of you that's really coming to the forefront and being helpful for you in your love life. However, some of you could be dealing with a fire energy, a Sagittarius, Aries, or a Leo that might be coming in terms of relationship. That might be very helpful for some of you. Now, overall, though, the King of Wands for me is very much very passionate energy, very confident energy. Also somebody who is very free, right? Very, very free. Independence is important to the King of Wands because he's busy. He has things that he's trying to accomplish in his life. He has things that he's feeling very passionate about, projects that he's working on, things of this nature. And so he wants the relationship, absolutely. But he also is somebody that's not going to be conjoined at the hip with someone else. So Capricorn, you might be realizing that one of the things that you want in your relationship is passion and independence. Especially if you have found that in your previous relationships, maybe the physical portion of it wasn't cutting it for you entirely, right? Or you had relationships with people that it was very passionate, but the relationship part of it wasn't cutting it for you. And so this is getting these two things in balance and being able to manifest someone that you have that harmony with, that you have that balance with, where there's the emotional connection, but also the passion, the connection of passion. And again, independence, independence, independence. You don't want to be with someone who's criticizing you and cutting you down and making you feel like you don't know anything. You want to be seen as competent in the relationship. If you are a masculine Capricorn, or masculine in terms of like maybe identifying as male, being male or identifying as male. It could also be that you kind of want to have just a little bit of the traditional aspect, right? Like you want to be the man in the relationship, not like in a chauvinistic, misogynistic kind of way, not like that, but like you kind of want to feel like you're taking the lead and you're kind of like, taking the first step and you're courting this person. So you might also be wanting to feel like, you know what? Maybe in my past relationships, I've let people kind of come to me or seek me out, but this time I'm gonna choose and I'm gonna make the effort and I'm gonna pursue that person. Even if you're not male, maybe you might be in that energy where you're like, you know what, now that I think about it, in my love life, people have just been really persistent and I've kind of given in to them and then they've ended up being really critical. So you know what? I'm going to choose who I want to be with and I'm going to take the first step. So some of you might be in that energy of wanting to take the first step and pursuing somebody even. So Caps, I'd encourage you to watch your moon sign, rising sign, Venus videos if you haven't already. Some months those may resonate for you more than others. You may need a private reading you can schedule with me through the Calendly link in the description of the video. I will be announcing this weekend on Instagram and Facebook the giveaway for August. I do apologize for the late announcement, as well as the winners for July's giveaways. But I thank you guys for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Don't forget to check out your channeled angel messages if you haven't already. Those are linked in the description. And hopefully I'll see you all in the weekly videos. Bye, Capricorn. Take care.